Hello Warriors, it's Crayons here, and I'm excited to talk about this next project, and this next project is to draw cylinders. So I bet you're wondering, why cylinders? Why draw cylinders now? Well, we just spent the last two projects drawing shapes, creating form, but everything was very, using perspective, everything was very boxy. Made a lot of boxy, straight line type shapes. Now, what I want to do now is to show you how to draw curves and things, how to make round things. And this is going to be important because later on in the trimester, we're going to be doing all sorts of sketches and making simple shapes. And I need you to be able to draw round objects and round things, so this will help you quite a bit. And it's a pretty fun project too, so I think you'll enjoy it. What I plan to do in this video is kind of walk you through what the project is, how you're being assessed, and then kind of show you different examples, kind of where things are. Then I have this presentation. This presentation has two videos in it. The first video is about 18 minutes. It shows you how to draw cylinders, how to draw everything. The next video is about 14 minutes, and it shows you how to shade different things. And more about that later. So let's get started. So cylinders, you can see right here, this is a student example of drawing different cans. And let's start out right with the Rubric. So this Rubric is very similar to the last couple. They're all going to be about the same. You have the learning targets on top, and you have how you're being assessed below it. And the learning targets match up right with the how you're being assessed. So learning target number 1, I can draw a cylinder using 2-point perspective in a bird's eye view. Number 2, student, you drew cylinders in the bird's eye view. Or number 1. See, so it matches up. And then number 2, I could draw lettering and stripes and patterns on cylinders correctly. And then number 2, student drew lettering, stripes, and patterns on cylinders using the same curve technique. Number 3, I could demonstrate a sense of artistic whole with the use of space. And so number 3, student demonstrated a sense of artistic whole using space. And then the last one, number 4, you could change the value of a color using complementary colors. And then number 4, student colored complementary colors to darken the value of a color. Now this fourth one, in the video I show you how to do shade and change the value, make things light to dark to give that shape form in the video. But I show you how to do it in color pencil because I want you to know how to do it in color pencil. But I realize so many of you guys might not have color pencils at home, and I'm not going to have you run around and try to buy some color pencils at the last second. So I also show you how to do it in pen and ink, and I show you how to do it in pencil. So either you're going to shade things either in pencil, pen and ink, or color pencils. And the last one is some vocab words. And if you were in class, we'd write down the vocab words on the back of the rubric. But I don't want you to worry about that right now. I talk about this in the video. We'll talk about this in class. But all you're going to be turning in is just the photo of the cylinder drawing that you're going to do. So just one photo you're turning in to Canvas. And that's it for things to turn in. So don't worry about the vocab words. So under Canvas Module 4, you'll see the link, and you'll have this rubric right there for you to look at in detail. And instead of me reading through each thing, you can see it for yourself. Here's the back side of the rubric, and it has like the different steps in how you would draw a cylinder. And I talk about this in detail. I go through all the different steps in the next video on how to draw a cylinder. But if you want to look at the back side of the rubric, it has, step 1, you're starting with rectangles or squares. Step 2, you draw a curve. Step 3, and step 4, step 5, you can just walk your way down it. But all this is in detail in the next video. So here's the first video. You start by watching this video. It's important because it talks about how you would get a good use of space, how you would draw a cylinder, and how you would decorate it, draw using the same curve technique to do lettering, words, stripes, lids, anything that's on the cylinder itself. So take a look at this video, and this is where you got 3/4 of your points will be in this video itself. Then the next video is how to shade cylinders. And this would be the 1/4 of the points. And again, I go through how to draw shade in color pencil, using complementary colors, also how to shade using pen and ink, and how to use pencil. So if you have color pencils, try using color pencils. If you don't, I recommend trying pen and ink. It's kind of fun. Or you can just use pencil, but it's all in this this video right here. So let me show you a couple different examples. So here's student example number 1. You have different cans, and it's important, like if you pull up, use like Google Image, pull up, you know, if you want, like I can't draw a can of Mountain Dew without looking at a thing of can of Mountain Dew. If I want to draw a can of Pringles, I sure I could like draw a perfect cylinder with a can of Pringles, but I don't really know what that weird Pringle face looks like. The logo with the weird mustache without looking at a photo of it. So you can start out by getting like the basic shapes, thinking about what you want to do, but then you're going to want to actually look at an image. But you can see right here, you only have to do 5. She did a little bit more than 5, and you have a good use of space. There's not a lot of like empty space in here. It looks like it's centered. It looks like they intentionally put things where they should go. And then you have a dark side and a light side for shading, where they have light, where you can see the light and dark to give it some form. Here's some other cans. You got a Pringles can, Coca-Cola can, Mr. Pibb can. Dark to light, a little bit of shading. Another student example. You kind of get the idea. It feels centered, so it's a good use of space. The good shading. The cylinders are drawn well. Use the same curve technique, which you'll go through, which you'll see in the videos. And you have another student example. You got some Nutella. Or got a Crush can, which is kind of fun to draw. You know, Red Bull, Starbucks. But you looking at using the same curve technique, looks centered, good use of space, good shading. It works great. So again, you got 4 different examples. The learning targets. I can draw a cylinder using 2-point perspective. I can draw lettering, straight patterns in the cylinder correctly. I can demonstrate a sense of artistic whole with a good use of space, and I can change the value of color by using this complementary color. And all those get covered in the videos which you'll be watching to make this project. Now the last thing I want to hit on, it's you do not have to draw cans. All it has to be is cylinders. So as long as you're drawing cylinders, you can draw really whatever you want. You can go ahead and draw cans. You can look at different cans. It's kind of fun to do. But if you figure out how to, like, you know, watch videos, you know, figure out how to draw cylinders. If you want to draw cylinders, but draw like, I don't know, like a 5-layer cake, that's all cylinders. If you want to draw a robot made out of cylinders, that's all cylinders. If you want to draw some missiles shooting in the sky, those are cylinders. If you want to draw, I don't know, a cylinder robot, a cylinder army tank. Cylinder, you could draw anything you want, as long as you draw 5 cylinders in it, at least minimum 5 cylinders in the drawing. You do some shading, good use of space, and those cylinders are drawn correctly. You have a lot of flexibility. You do not need to draw cans. If you want to push yourself and do something different, go for it. I will enjoy looking at it, and that's kind of fun to do. Or you can just follow along and do the can thing. So that's up to you. So I think you'll like this project. You're going to have all week this week and the first 2 days of next week to work on it, and then we'll start our next project after that. So let's get started.